What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devan. Tonight, got a special guest for you, man. It's kind of secretive. You're not going to be able to tell who it is. I can't really give you his full name. Also, you caught me stretching when you saw me come on. I just woke up from a nap, so I need your help in the chat tonight. Ask us some questions, get some stuff going, get some blood moving. But I got to introduce you to the one and only, the scum assassin, right? Not really sure who he is, but we'll try to get to know who he is here. Hey, how you doing tonight? Dude, Tony, you put your name in front of you. Now everybody knows it's you.
It's okay. I want everybody to know it's me because I hate scum.
Oh, okay. All right, Tony. I mean, assassin, how you doing tonight, man?
Wonderful. Full bro Ohio mode.
Full bro Ohio mode. I love it, bro. I love it, man. Yeah, so old Sharon Moore had his press conference today, had a few things in there that we'll talk about a little bit in the show. I'm going to start off, and I want to keep dwelling in this top 5 match win, right? Yep. And then we'll get moving on, a few recruiting things to talk about. But first off, shout out everybody in the chat. Steely, Drink, Daryl, Steven, all y'all in there, man. Appreciate you for showing up. Sean Rollins, Mika. Who else in here, man? Shane. I missed chat. I missed. What's that say? Dang it. It moved. Yo, what up? What up, Brad? Buckeye Chuck 82. Donald. What up, Donald? You're darn freaking right. Everybody read this. That's what time it is, man. It's 6:03 and they still freaking suck, dude. Definitely. You know, I got a rule this week. I try to remain respectful, right? This is just me. I know a lot of people don't follow this, but I try to remain respectful to all fans, including scum fans, but not this week, dude. It ain't happening this week for me. Don't want to see you in the chat for this show, but get ready, guys, because the scum rant, November 29th, that's a big deal. There's going to be a lot of scum fans in the chat, right? We want them in there for this. We want them in there for that show. So, Steely, my dude, I know you want to. I know you want them to play in the middle of the road on a wet, snowy, windy day. I know that, but do the best you can to just argue with them. I know it's not going to happen. Yell at them, scream at them, whatever. We don't care. We're going to keep them in the chat though. So November 29th. Everybody's staying in the chat. There's no timeouts, no nothing, unless stuff starts to get crazy and personal and all that stuff. So, hey, bro, even the chat's going to be lit because it's going to get lit on here too because there's some scum fans coming on here to talk. I'm nervous about how I'm going to react to them because I'm probably it's going to get heated. It's going to get very heated. So, yeah. So get ready for that, man. All righty. So let's talk about a couple recruiting things real fast first before we talk about the Indiana game still. Mello, what's up, dude? Bro, Mello's in the shit. Mello, if you're available, bro.
What up, Mello?
Hop on, bro. So I don't think I ever mentioned that we got a recruit in the 2027 class, Jameer Brown. Okay. No. He committed during the game. He committed at a baptism as well. This dude, once again, he's the top wide receiver of the 2027 class. Dude runs a 10.53 100 meter as a freshman. So I mean, he's a Buckeye dude. This wide receiver train just keeps on a rolling, dude, and it's just absolutely insane. Tony, what's your thoughts on the wide receiver train we got going on?
Brian Hartline's the man. Like, Brian Hartline is so out of control with his receivers. Like, just number one receiver after number one receiver after number one receiver. Like, nobody does that, dude. And, like, he gets these kids, and, like, it's not even like, oh, they might flip. Like, they just handle their business, come in, and they're, like, all of a sudden NFL, running back or wide receivers. It's insane. Like, we got to hold on to the Hartline as long as we can, because somebody's going to snap. He's going to get a real coaching job here real soon. And it's going to make it hard, but I want to see the best for that dude because he's amazing.
Yeah. There's a rumor going around about Justin Hill reportedly still talking to Ohio State. I'm not there.
He saw the jack position one time. He's in.
Yeah. But who the heck knows? I'll just tell you this. Recruiting is wild. I do expect there to be some more surprises in this class still. It's going to happen. There's people that only Ohio State coaches know about, right? Even insiders have no idea some of the names that are still out there. I know Jordan Woods, cornerback out of Georgia. I feel really good that he's going to be in the class. A lot of people do. And I already told you, David Sanders is a Buckeye man. And sure. I don't think we talked about that enough, right? No. So here's the deal. Let me explain it a little bit more for everybody. He showed up at the Indiana game, kind of surprised us, kind of surprised the Ohio State coaches. You know who else he surprised? The Tennessee coaches.
Oh, Tennessee's losing their mind right now.
They're losing their mind. They big time. A bunch of insiders over there saying kiss him goodbye. I know this has been explained before, but I'll explain it again. The medical school thing for David Sanders is a very big deal to him. Okay. And it's not quite working out for him over there at Tennessee, as far as I think the distance it is from where they practice and some different stuff like that. But, another thing to take into account right now is the way that the offensive line is being developed right now. Right. And you're hearing this come from somebody that has wanted Coach Fry fired. I've said it multiple times for his recruiting and some of his coaching decisions that he's made. Right. So Here I go. Shout out Coach Fry, man. He's had to deal with a lot of injuries on the offensive line, and Carson Hinsman showed up. Now, is it questionable that Carson Hinsman didn't show up until 2 injuries? And why has the dude not been started? Yeah, for sure is. But we're not about going to the past and picking out people's mistakes. We're about what's going on now in the present. Praise the Lord. Nobody goes back on my past mistakes and judges me, or wouldn't be good. So I can't do that to Fry. Shout out Coach Fry, man. Doing his thing, dude. This is what I've always wanted. Either get out or step up. The dude chose to step up. That's what he's doing. Freaking love it, man. Tony, thoughts on Coach Fry?
Unfortunately, I have to say I'm sorry again, but I feel like our critical words are pushing these people. I mean, Will Howard said after the game, he said, listen, we say we don't hear what's on the internet, but we hear it. And I think they hear it. They do. And, all of us, there was a big proponent of Justin Fry's not doing his job. He's not doing what he's supposed to. And when push came to shove, he put down. He put up. He's showing out. And so I really only want the best for the man. You know what I'm saying? And I really think, like, he keeps doing this. I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? I just want everybody to do their job and do it well. You know what I'm saying? Do it to the Ohio State standard like we expect, like they expect. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing that, you get no criticism over here. I'll say sorry anytime that I am actually wrong. You're going to step up and do your job. So very sorry, but keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Mika thinks we land Turbo, Sanders, and Justin Hill.
Woo.
That's Turbo, the running back out of, I think, Alabama.
Yeah, I think
everybody mentions how small he is and stuff like that. Let me tell you something. The dude ran 22.3 miles an hour the other day as still in high school. So he's electric. I think people might be sleeping on the fact that we're going to land Turbo as well. Don't be sleeping on that, man. Neem Alford said today or yesterday, some point in time again, that he's officially going to make a final decision. That's a little confusing to me, but that's just the way of college football now, right? So you would almost say, doesn't that mean he's not committed if he's going to make a final decision? But
that should be the final decision, that you commit.
That ain't over with at all. So, Coach Walt, man, trust in Coach Walt. Let's see what he does. Either way, I'm cool. Either way, bro, Devan Sanchez is locked and loaded in the class. And we got a couple other safeties and corners in the class that, we got a phenomenal class already. Old Daniel Sanchez is tweeting at Dorian Brew out there at Oregon, making people excited, getting them all pumped up about that. So that's awesome, man. So TJ, the Alford, linebacker in the class.
TJ Alford, yep.
All I got to say is James Laurinaitis, man. James Laurinaitis, keep an eye on that. A lot of people freaking out. I'm not so much freaking out about it. So we want him in the class. The coach staff wants him badly. You know who else they want badly? Alford. Okay, so they're going to play those games with him. They will.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, they have to. So, I mean, we know that the team up north just got a $50 million donation or whatever from the billionaire or whatever. Well, listen, Buckeyes have the biggest fan base in the world. You got one billionaire, we got 10 million fans. Okay, so we got you. And plus, we don't need to pay a quarterback, $12 million to come to the school, man. Why? Because this is what we do. We do football. Okay, so you hear from a lot of these recruits that come in, man. They talk about the fact that you can just feel that when you walk in. That's the culture of Ohio State football, is that this is what we do. We develop NFL players. We play football. We're not too worried about the lights and the jazz and all that other stuff. I kind of wish we would be a little bit, right? But we're not. That's just how we're just about football, man.
No, look, we can show up and show out when we want. Like Saturday, the shoe was rocking at noon. You know what I'm saying? And look, we paid Tavian St. Clair like $50 to come down the road and play for us. Like, we didn't have to pay him $10 million. He showed up. Him and Devan Sanchez have been the biggest recruiters in this class. Tavian St. Clair's pushing the envelope, trying to get kids to come in. We didn't have to pay him $10 million to do that. Like,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's a different culture here than up there. Flat out.
So if you ask me, with the 2025 class, right, obviously we need offensive linemen. Got David Sanders. There's another one on the hook that the name's not out there yet, but he's a big-time guy. I've been told that we're going to be looking in the portal for offensive line. I don't get into all that portal stuff unless we're tampering. There's not going to be much in the portal unless you're tampering. So straight up there. So offensive line with David Sanders coming on. Him paired with Carter Lowe and Jake Cook and the other guy we have committed, phenomenal offensive line class. The other one to look at is our defensive end class. Zahir Mathis decommitted. We offered Chaz Coleman, and we also offered another defensive end that's currently committed to UCLA, I believe, in the 2025 class. So Chaz Coleman committed to Penn State. You might see a flip there, man. You might see somebody being a Buckeye, and I think Chaz Coleman has just as much potential as Zahir Mathis did, right? So this recruiting class is turning into a big-time recruiting class, and I expect some funky things to happen towards the end of it. That's just football anymore, but some are going to go in the Buckeyes' direction, and some aren't. That's the way of football these days.
Definitely. All
right. Let's talk and rest in this Indiana game a little bit, because it was just such a beautiful thing, right, to be a part of. Chat, 1 out of 10, 10 being we just won the Natty, 1 being we just lost every game of the season. How excited were you about that game on Saturday and the way that the Buckeyes played? Okay, so, I got to give a shout out. Just got to give a shout out to the offensive line, man. Right? Justin Fry again. Okay, the leaders on that. Austin Searveld and Carson Hinsman, the two highest graded offensive linemen per PFF. Absolutely phenomenal, right? To come off the bench, Austin Searveld
did not have Carson a good game last time he was
to play a new position that he hasn't played all year and come in and lead PFF grades, absolutely phenomenal, right? They got the job done. Yeah, they made some mistakes here and there, but they held up, man. They held up. So got to give my shout out there.
I say shout out to Seth McLaughlin too. He said he's going to stay, he's going to coach, he's going to get these boys right. I think he's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Seth McLaughlin's being a real leader. Like I'm telling you, it's the most underrated thing we ever did in the portal last year.
Yeah. All right, chat. Here's the question. The question of all questions. We knew this was coming. We knew that the national media would try to press this a little bit. There's a lot of people going this direction. I'm not going this direction. Here's the question. Because of what happened, do you still consider Indiana a top 5 team in college football? Did you? Even before they're rated number 5, did you think they had the talent to do that? Is that why you think the Buckeyes went in there and dominated? I think that Indiana is one of the top. They're up there, man, right? I think they're up there. I think the Buckeyes just dominated that much. You know, you got a lot of people that want to say, hey, we had the punt return and they had that botched snap. The game would have been way different. Well, think about it like this. Would it have been different? Because on that punt, if he doesn't return that, we still get the ball, you know, and I know we were in the 2 for 4 in the red zone, but that was because of a very not a smart play call on Chip Kelly. And then, you know, Thurman bobbling a ball around. I say we score. Same on that snap. We punt it and we get the ball on offense again. So I don't think the game was ever close. I think that Indiana is a very good team. And I think Ryan today deserves that top 5 team. Boom, notch, right? 2 for 3 so far for the season. Only team in college football to play 3 top 5 teams, right, in the season. So,
and 1 point separates it.
Doing your thing, Ryan Day. So, Tony, what are your thoughts on that?
Listen, I think, even – listen, people say the punt return, the punt return and the snap order. Like, listen, even if you take the punt return off there, it's still 31-15, which is the same score as Georgia and Texas. And you see how the SEC is imploding. You know what I'm saying? Like, Alabama just went and got waxed by the worst team in the SEC. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they're all falling apart. Like, I think Indiana is a top 5 team. Like, who are you going to put above it? You know what I'm saying? Even if you got Texas in front of them. You know what I'm saying? You got Penn State in front of them. Like, we did basically the same thing to Penn State, and everybody doesn't think they're not a top 5 team. I think our defense showed out, and we caught them. We're peaking at the right time, and we're gonna make good. It's a good feeling to make good teams look that bad. That's what it is. Like, we're that good that we make good teams seem not good, and so like you have to really look back and go, listen, it's the top 3 like passing efficiency offense in all the college football coming in. We held them to 68 yards. That's insane. They were throwing for 300-400 yards a game, killing it. Big plays all day. Not one big play did we let go. None of that stuff. We got pressure on the quarterback. We did everything we were supposed to. Our defense just showed up and looked like the best in the country. So that's what happened.
Yep. No doubt. Will Howard, again, he got offensive player of the week in the Big Ten. Not sure who got the other half of that, but 22 for 26, 201 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. One of his incompletions was the throwaway. Another one, the interception to Thurman. So, let's go 22 for 24.
Right.
I mean, come on, man. He's going down, right, at 6 games of passing 80% or more at Ohio State. He might go down. Listen, this is going to sound crazy. Might go down as the best quarterback in the history of Ohio State, right? Statistically, right? He goes off and wins a natty. You know what I'm saying? And his game might not be as sexy sometimes as some people like and stuff like that. But he is operating this offense at about the highest level that you can operate this offense. And I know a lot of times people see these open receivers, right? Yeah, every quarterback's going to miss a couple throws, but Will Howard's mentality is what the coaches have taught him, right? You don't need to be a savior. All you need to do is get the ball into the hands of our playmakers. That's what he's been doing. That's why he takes the easier checkdowns, the easier passes, all these things, right? And that's what might look like dink and dunk down the field, because that's what he's doing. He's taking the open people most of the time. Sometimes, right, might not see the open person, acts a different way. But Will Howard, wouldn't trade him for anybody in the country. He's an absolute dominant quarterback. I think mainly it's his mental ability to just stay calm, never get flustered, all that stuff. Because you guys understand, right, what happened in the Penn State game, going down 10-0, throws a pick six, and look what he does the rest of the game. You understand what happened in the Indiana game? Okay, down 7-0, throws an interception, gets the ball back. Did he ever look flustered at all? Somebody tell me, did Will Howard ever look flustered in the Indiana game? I didn't see it. I don't think he did at all. What other quarterback in the country is going to do that, right? You saw what we did to Rourke. Everybody was talking about he's better than Will Howard. Well, you saw what our pressure did to him. You know, Will Howard got pressured too, you know, so.
I agree.
Thoughts on Will Howard, Tony?
I think he's awesome. I think he should win the Heisman. I think literally, like, his ability, like, he's had 9 straight games where he's had 2 passing touchdowns, at least. Like, 9 straight. Think about that. Like, he's breaking CJ Stroud records type thing. Like, you know how high of esteem CJ Stroud is held in around here. You know what I'm saying? CJ Stroud's walk on water around here. You know what I'm saying? So literally, he's showing out, and he's showing better than that. And like, his mental IQ and his mental acuity is off the charts, and his ability, I think, to manage a game and stay just cool, calm, and collected is above reproach. Like, it's amazing, dude. Like, it's literally, it's I don't know, like, all the bad things everybody said for all offseason and everything about Will Howard, he has shown that, like, even like he did the same thing at K-State. He just didn't have the weapons. Now that he has the weapons, he's utilizing them, and he's got the play calling coming. He doesn't have to run 15 times a game, and literally, like, I don't know, like, if you look, Quinn Ewers, like, is on the number 3 team, and literally throws the ball. He's the lowest rated quarterback at distance, like distance the ball goes when he throws it. You know what I'm saying? So he's literally dink and dunk. It's like 6 yards to throw. You know what I'm saying? Dylan Gabriel's kind of the same thing. He only was explosive really in that one game against us, and it's because we weren't expecting it. Otherwise, like, I think Will Howard's been the most consistent and the most, like, calm and collected person quarterback wise. Even in the Oregon game, he didn't get rattled. He did what he was supposed to. We kind of got screwed at the end of the game. Like, I would trade not a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't even trade him for CJ Stroud at this point.
Yeah. So here's the thing, man. Dang, I forget what I was going to say. What the heck? I had something in my mind. Hold on. I'm going to get it back. It can't run from me. It's not faster than I am. I'm going to get it.
It can run, but it can't hide.
Hold on. I'm going to get it. Nope. It got me. It got away from me. Did it? No, it didn't get away from me. I got it. Haha. Get some. I'm not crazy. Chat. I got this. I caught my thought. You guys ever chase your thoughts? That's what I just did. I caught that son of a gun too. Yeah. So not only his play on the field, but look at the dude in his interviews, right? He supports, like, the cancer patients. Did you hear what he said about the game, right? Did you hear what he said, why he wanted to win this game for the Ohio State fans and for the guys that came back? Like, that's serious, guys. Like he's always the one being interviewed. He's getting up there with the coaches. He's getting up there with Chip Kelly and Ryan Day. Sounded like Chip Kelly and Ryan Day up there talking on a mic. So I love everything about Will Howard, dude. He's becoming one of my favorite quarterbacks to come through Ohio State. I feel like I said that about all except for one in the past 5 years. We all know who that one is.
We don't talk about that year. I forgot all of it.
Nothing but the best for him. Nothing but the best for him. So the other thing, shout out Jim Knowles, baby. Shout out
Jim Knowles.
Shout out Ryan Day. Shout out Larry Johnson. Shout out Jim Knowles. Took a lot of heat from the fan base this year about, specifically that Oregon game. JT, Jack Sawyer have been taking a lot of heat. They took some heat from me because I just think that, they can always play better. Well, they did it. They stepped up. Jim Knowles steps up, man. Shut a lot of people up with, what he does in big time moments, big time games, 6 sacks. I mean, you heard what Indiana's head coach said in his press conference. He said, every time we step back to throw a pass,
They were there.
Something bad happened,
Yep.
right? You know why something bad happened, because these players were in his face the entire time, man. So defensive line absolutely tore it up, dude. Jack Sawyer is a unit. He's a tank. He's a tank as well, man. It's just, they're different players. You know what I'm saying? They're not those speed guys off the edge, but when they were in the game, I mean, Indiana wasn't running anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So they hold that edge good. They're powerful, and every once in a while, that's what we need them to do. Every once in a while, we need them to get to the quarterback with just 4 going after the quarterback, and they did that. They did that because Jack Sawyer did it on a twist one time, and I love those different things that Jim Knowles and Ryan Day and Larry Johnson have incorporated into our defense now. It's different, right? Keeping it simple, letting the talent on this defensive line do its thing, and that's what they're doing, man. So, Tony, what's your thoughts on the defensive line and Larry Johnson and all them?
I think Jim Knowles is activated. Jim Knowles is always activating people. He's now activated. You know what I'm saying? He's killing it. Like, he went back, I don't know, whatever they had to talk about, or, whatever had to change when it changed, but it changed. And he's doing his thing. Like, I have, the first 3 years up until this point where he changed, like, I see why the dude, why we got him now. You know what I'm saying? I see what he really does and what he can do. And, like, just our whole defense. Like, think about it, dude. Cody Simon got 3 sacks. He doubled his sack total in one game. That's crazy. That's insane. Like, everybody was so, like, Cody Simon was, everybody said something about maybe he shouldn't have got to block. All that stuff. Like, dude, like, that dude's killing it. Like, and the whole defense, the defensive line went from, like, we couldn't get to anybody with 4 people. And now, like, there was 4 people meeting at the quarterback on Indiana. Like, there were so many people getting there. You couldn't even, everybody got a half sack, like,
yeah,
that's what's crazy. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, as Tony brought up, the linebackers as well, man. Cody Simon, Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese was in there as well. But Cody Simon coming into his own, dude. Over 10 tackles, 2.5 sacks, just absolute monster out there. Sonny Styles doing the same thing. Our corners, Caleb Downs, crazy, man. So shout out Buckeyes, man. Went in there, took care of business. I just wanted to reminisce in that a little bit longer. I might not be done doing it because, we just absolutely took the game over, man. Game over.
It felt good. Like, to dominate a good team like that, like, we haven't done that in a hot second. It felt real good.
Yeah. Hey, chat, do you guys want to watch that scum shirt burn again? I can play that video again because that's what we're about to talk about now. We're about to talk about getting that a little bit more. Obviously, we got our November 29th 6-hour stream coming up. That's strictly about the Team Up North scum game. So we're going to have a lot to talk about there. But I want to get into a little bit. Tony Alfred had his, okay, that's all I needed was a couple yeses. Here it comes. I'm playing it again. Everybody get your chips, your coffee, your popcorn, your ice cream, whatever you want. Sit back and just let this relax you. You know what I mean? It's like you're sitting by a fire outside.
Meditation.
And you get to watch this. Everybody just...
That's amazing.
I knew Donald would love that. Donald's all about it, dude. He says they suck every single day. I'm all about it, dude. Hey, if you wanna see the upgraded version of that video, and I'm talking serious upgraded version, you got to show up November 29th, scum brand, dude. Tony's doing his mad scientist. You see the mask he's got on. He ain't playing this week. He sent me this picture about the mask, and it scared me, dude. I was like, I don't think you should come on the show with that mask, man. I don't know how to take it. But then when we came on, I saw him before the show, and I started to feel it. I started to like it. I'm like, yes, I love this. You might not see Tony's face the rest of the week. He's a different person. He absolutely despises the team up north. I'm there. I'm with him. That's what's going on to their program right now. You know, they're in the middle of having to answer to this NOA because they cheated us for 3 years. Okay. Then they decided to go out and hire this coach. I'm not even going to call him a head coach. He doesn't even deserve that title. I mean, their fans will tell you that. Okay. Let's just go listen to one of his press conferences, right? That'll teach you that. Okay. So this is what they get, man. This is what they get, dude. Jack Sawyer said it after the game. I'm digging into what he said a little bit because he said he doesn't really care to even talk about the Indiana game, you know, what this team did to them. You think about what they did with their actions and their cheating. It goes way deeper than football. And I don't think that people realize that. That's the truth. No matter how you spin it, you can try to spin it the other way, but it affected people's lives. People, I'm sure, lost their jobs because other teams lost to them, right? They lost the opportunities to win Heisman trophies. They lost the opportunity to go, you know, to the playoffs. They lost the opportunity to go to the Big Ten title game when that's what they deserved. When we were the better team, when other teams were probably good enough to beat them, they cheated, man. They cheated. Sharon Moore said in his press conference today, he said, we'll do whatever it takes to win. Sharon, we know you will, bud. We already know. You ain't got to tell us. We know you will. So that fires me up. I know it's time to move on from it, but it's not. It's not time to move on from it. They did it. They built this bed. They built this grave. Now they're going to burn in it, man. They did this to themselves. So that's right. Time to pay rent, man. Time to pay some rent. It's happening, dude. It's over for you. It's over for you. I think Moore took a little bit of a shot today. Okay. And here's the shot I think he took because he got asked something, right, about how the players are reacting to this game. And the first, he brought up, was it Jordan Marshall, running back from Ohio? He said, yeah, the first player to come up, smack me on the butt and say, hey, coach, it's game time, man. It's Jordan Marshall. He's an Ohio kid. He gets it. Moore trying to take a little cheap shot there. Bruh, he ain't. Yeah, put him in the game and watch what happens. Oh, right. My God, please play him, dude. That just wouldn't be good. So, yeah. Would we use a bear front? I like that question. I don't think we need the bear front with what we got going on defense right now. Look at our dang linebackers, bro, and the way we're playing. Will we? Yeah, we've seen it a couple times. If we need it, I think we will. I don't think we need it, bro. I'm not that worried about their offensive line. They got a freshman right tackle. He's going to get eaten alive by Jack. So, nah, bro. I'm not feeling it. So, Tony, let me hear a little bit of your thoughts on this game, man.
I mean, listen, me and you can't text each other during the game anymore. We just make each other spiral out. You know what I'm saying? It gets out of control.
It does.
I'm telling you, this team, though, and all of this, the last 3 years, they've affected it's beyond football. Like you said, listen, think how many kids lost draft stock, lost money, lost all kinds of stuff because they lost in that game. They didn't look good in that game. You know what I'm saying? They literally played themselves out. They've affected so many people beyond the field of football and have taken something that we all hold very sacred. I take Ohio State games so seriously, probably way too seriously. But because it literally is part of my life that fills me with joy to watch those boys go out there and win. You know what I'm saying? Something I've been doing since I was a little kid, something I did with my family. Something, my whole family's like that. We take it very seriously. And the fact that happened, it's now, that's what I'm saying. It's retribution time. It's scorched earth. As much as you took from us, we're about to take from you all at once. That's it. And we're going for everything all day, every day. We're coming in, we're burning the whole thing to the ground, and you guys can be king of the ashes. That's what's going to happen. Because that's all you're going to have left. Yeah, God, it's upsetting. But
yeah.
It's very upsetting. And I'm ready to go do it. I'm ready, especially now that they think there's something special because they put 50 on Nebraska or whatever. Stop it, man. Or not Nebraska, but Northwestern. Like, come on, man. Northwestern, like, my sister's football team can put 100 on Northwestern. Like, I don't care if they have scholarship athletes or not. Like, we are going to go in, and Ryan Day, this bill is coming due, and Ryan Day's about to go collect. Like, this is final notice time. We're going mafia style. We're taking out kneecaps, anything. We're going. Burn everything to the ground.
Yeah. So Sherrone Moore got up there today. He gave Ohio State credit, said our wide receiver room is phenomenal. Will Howard's phenomenal, all that stuff. But he said something that was true. Records go out the window. You know what I'm saying? Rankings go out the window for this game. So that's something to keep in mind. This is a rivalry game. But look what happened to Indiana, dude. You know what I mean? And Indiana is more talented than they are. So rivalry game or not, we just have more skill than they do. We're 10 times better coached than they are coached now. Absolutely. 100% for sure. They do not know what play calls are coming. And even if they thought they did, I'm not even sure that would help them win this game. I think they could go still do what they were doing. And that honestly, I wouldn't even put it past them if they still got something up their sleeves in regard to that. But I don't give a dang. It ain't going to help you. So the other thing that got, who else has got to have to give a check back is old Tony Alfred, man. How you think old Tony's feeling now? Watching what Trey's doing this year, Q's doing this year, James Peoples is doing this year. Looking at the energy and the way that our running backs are playing this year, and the fact that it's so obvious that he did not have what it takes to be a running back coach at Ohio State. Why is it so obvious? Because look at what Coach Locke has done with the same exact room that Tony Alfred had. Look what Coach Locke has done already with the same exact opportunities in recruiting that Coach Locke had, or that Coach Alfred had, man. Like, Coach Locke, such a blessing to this team, man. So I'm just, I love that narrative. There's so many awesome narratives for this game. I don't think there's ever been this many amazing narratives for this game. So the other thing, we all knew this. They start talking, oh, what's up? My Aunt Jenny, another aunt in here. Yo, what up, Jenny?
Hey, Jenny.
Oh, my God. I got so many stories I want to tell right now. Jenny, make eye contact with me, Jenny. I want you to know I'm not going to say any stories about what we've been through in life, okay? I'm not going to say them. I might say them later. I'm not going to say them now.
We'll have to have a whole story show.
Oh, shoot, man. That'd be so cool, man. That'd be so cool. We'll wait till you retire, Jenny. We'll wait till you retire. So there we go. So where were we?
Tony Alford.
Tony Alford. Oh, hey, the other thing is, yeah, she does. She's got way more on me. I know, but I don't care, though. That's the thing. Will Johnson and Colson Loveland, they are nobody knows whether they're going to play or not. I don't think Will Johnson's going to play at all. And if Colson Loveland was smart, he wouldn't play at all because he ain't doing nothing. Sit Caleb Downs on him the way our linebackers are playing. So, Tony, your thoughts on them players?
Listen, they're not even quietly quitting. They're quitting flat out. Will Johnson knew it was coming down the road. He got a little nicked up, looked down and said, oh, no, not me. Not today, Satan. Sorry. And just rolled out, and the rest of them, listen, if Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham play, like, I'll be shocked at this point. Like, they've already had quarterbacks quit and listen, man, even in our worst seasons when we went 6-7 and Braxton and all that stuff or whatever, like, our last national championship, the whole season started with us losing the quarterback of our team, like the quarterback, and nobody quit. Everybody stood up. JT Barrett went down. I can't stand people that got quit in them like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm only here today because I don't have quit in me, and those boys don't have quit in them. And it's crazy to see a grown out. Like, I get it's a business decision, but come on, man. Like, what you think you're just going to get ruined, like, by playing Ohio State? Like, you might. Like, but that's just scared. That's beta cuck energy. I can't have
it. No doubt, dude. They're just they're in for it. What else, dude? I lost my thought again, dude. What was it? Let's see. Hold on. I'm going to remember what I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember it right now. Yeah, so Will Johnson said he's been hurt for a while. Colson Loveland, I mean, some of their best players, but this is a rivalry game, all right? So we can't just keep talking that, hey, we're going to smash them, all this stuff. So let's bring up a couple areas of the game, at least that I think are going to be very important for this game, right? Okay, so number one, their defensive line. They have a defensive line. They have a very good, I'm not going to say very good. I'm not going to call anything they have very good.
Defensive tackles.
They have some good players on the defensive line. So I think that's what so I'm not worried about our defense against their offense. I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't score a single point. The area that I'm going to be watching is how we handle their defensive line specifically, right? Are we putting tight ends in to help? Are the running backs coming? But, it's the same. We had concerns about Indiana. They had like the number one rushing defense in the nation. They got Indiana, regardless of how we beat them. They have some big time players on that defensive line. They got an edge and a tackle. They're big time players. You know what I'm saying? Like we saw what they did to Scum when they were in there. They just couldn't keep up with them right. On that side of the thing. But I got faith. You know what I mean? Our offensive line, we've been pieced together here and there, but look how we played against Indiana. And the other thing, Will Howard, Chip Kelly. You know what I'm saying? So we got Will Howard, we got Chip Kelly. So I think we're going to go in there and just handle business. So nobody knows exactly about Loveland, that Scoochie. I seriously doubt he'll play. He's injured. So nobody knows. And nobody also knows how many more excuses we're going to see from a lot more of their players. But, if you just look at the overall matchup, that's the matchup I'm going to be eyeing most of the night. Our offensive line against their defensive line and see what holds up. Right. If for some reason we're having a little bit of trouble, don't worry, never fear. Chip Kelly's here. Okay. And also Will Howard's here, right? The boss of the offense will be able to handle a little bit of pressure, get him on the move, make some throws. Their secondary stands absolutely zero chance against our wide receivers. It can be a parade in the backfield for this game. They don't have a single person in their secondary that stands a chance at all. So, and like I said, their offensive line got some young players on there, some inexperienced players as well. They're gaining experience. Yeah. Let me read you what they did in the Northwestern game. Okay. So they had a total of 396 yards. Okay. They had 195 passing yards, 201 rushing yards, and they had 5.7 yards per play. Their quarterback went 26 for 35 for 195 yards with one touchdown and an interception. Threw an interception against Northwestern.
He's good for one of those games like Iggy is.
Yeah. Mullings had 12 carries for 92 yards, 3 touchdowns. Edwards, 10 carries for 65 yards. Receiving, T. Morris, 7 receptions, 64 yards. Moore, 2 receptions for 26 yards. Loveland, 3 receptions for 22 yards against Northwestern. So, yeah. So, Tony, what are your thoughts about our offensive line against their defensive line?
Listen, if we have any trouble, it's going to be the first quarter. And I think that they're just going to they're not even going to be blocking or they're just going to try to run over Austin Cedarville and Tegra and Carson. They're just going to try to smack them in the mouth. And I just think those boys are going to stand up to it. Like, they might push them around for a hot second, but I think in the end, we get to them because there's Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant are good. Don't get me wrong. I respect that. Are they that good, though? I don't think so. Like, they haven't been, like, absolutely crazy dominant all year like they were even the year before. And I
wonder why.
Right. But listen, all I'm saying is last year they had the place and lost to Kyle McCord. And Kyle McCord spotted them 7 points. So, this year, even if Will Johnson played, I would pay money to see Will Johnson try to cover JJ. Pay good money. Like, just to see that. There's no way. JJ just quinch on Juck and stiff arm him and send him to the ground and, move on with his day. Like, he's a grown man, and Will Johnson is just not. He's a soft patch cookie, to quote Coach Lachlan.
Hey, Scoochie's got a good idea for you, dude. You need a block O and a stripe on that mask, dude.
I'm gonna work on
That's
it.
a
Like
good idea.
I just
That's a good
broke it out.
idea.
Yep, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But
But
yeah, so that's their glimmer of hope, right? There's some fans out there talking about what they did to Northwestern. They're playing their best football now, yada, yada, yada. Well, look what Indiana did to Nebraska, and look what we did to Nebraska. It looked like two different games were played. We are everybody's Super Bowl. Scum played Northwestern after we beat the living dog crap out of them. Okay. So they were a little bit wore out. All right. Cujo is in the backyard being Cujo. Cujo
doing
is not
Cujo
coming
things.
in today. I got a white sweatshirt on. Ain't no
Yeah.
way. He's been being a little punk here lately. So he will be showing up for the Scum rant, though. But you'll never believe this, but the excuses are already starting. Okay. The number one thing that I hear, believe it or not, is that they don't care, right? They got Underwood. So
Yeah,
they
they're
don't
just
even
planning
care
for
about
next
this
year.
year anymore, right?
Right.
Well, I got news for you, right? A quarterback, a
It's not a
freshman
teammate.
quarterback, you need more than that to win a football game. All right. So let's go buy some more recruits. Well, ask Texas A&M how that went. Okay. How good has that gone for them?
It
So
cost them $80 million to Jimbo Fisher. So
yeah. So again, that's why I love Ohio State. Ryan Day, he puts the most important things first. He puts culture above everything else, right? If the player is a superstar player and he wants to come to Ohio State, if he doesn't fit into the culture of Ohio State, he's not coming. He's not getting offered. You know what I'm saying? And if we got players out there that are chasing the money, taking the biggest bag, Ohio State will let them go. Why? To keep the main thing, to keep culture, the main thing, to keep football, the main thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I love about it. When you try to build a team the way they're trying to build a team, we'll see how it goes. The past will tell us it doesn't go very good. But that's the first excuse I'm hearing. Second excuse, right? The injuries, stuff like that. But I haven't heard that they've been kind of quiet because I think they know what's coming. You know what I mean?
they got that NOA this week too. They're real scared now.
Yeah, I know. So love it, man. It's game time, baby. Game time. What up, Tony?
All those players that don't play and they're injured, like I just want to be listed on the injury report. Just injury, sissy. That's all it needs to be said. Like just that's their injury, just sissy. Like
yes. So don't get it twisted. I want them to play so bad. I don't want any one of their players to be injured. So I know a lot of people aren't. I wouldn't wish an injury even on any of their players. Sorry, I wouldn't. I know a lot of you probably would. I'm just not. I just can't. I can't do that. But I want Loveland to play. I want Will Johnson to play because
I would want to see JJ and Will Johnson.
But if they decide not to play, that's part of the game. That's not it's part of the game. It's part of the football game. We've lost 2 starting linemen. We're still going to show up and beat the living dog crap out of you. What you got to say about that? You know what I'm saying? We're missing a first round offensive tackle and a highly drafted as a center can be drafted center.
Probably the best center in America.
You know what I'm saying? So we still going to come out there and we still going to put the belt to the ass, homeboys. That's what's happening. So
BTA.
Yeah. All righty, Tony. Any final words, chat? You got any questions you want to ask us before we hop off here? Any words of motivation you want to put up on the screen? And yes, hey, yeah, we got one already with the scum, but we working on that BTA shirt. We're gonna get it for you guys.
It's in the works.
Yeah.
No, listen. All I'm saying is let me get up here so they can see my face real good. Listen, we're coming and we're burning it all to the ground. The bill's due and final notice time is here. See you then.
I like it. It's time, man. Don't forget tomorrow, 8:15, Brad comes on. We're going to get his reaction to the Indiana game. We're going to talk about a little bit of the scum game that's coming up Wednesday, 8:15, same deal. We're going to dive into the scum game. We're going to talk about where we rank statistically with them. Got a free shirt giveaway. I'll announce the the shirt winner for the Indiana game as well. I'm not sure who that is. Haven't even looked yet. But then November 29th, our 6-hour scum rant. It's packed, loaded with a lot of heavy hitters coming on, talking with us. A couple scum people as well. They'll be on the screen with us. So be prepared for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all have been absolutely amazing with help growing the show. We're a fan channel ran by fans for fans. I've already told you guys we're pouring everything back into this. I'm in the middle of dealing with YouTube and trying to get it to where we can take super chats and all that stuff. They're making it as hard as you can possibly make it. I think I might have to go back to school, get my doctorate degree just to figure out how to be able to get super chats on YouTube, but we'll figure it out one way or the other. So appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment below. We'll talk back to you. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Hold on. We got one more question we got to answer. Can't leave any questions hanging out there.
Yeah, I wanted to say something too at the end.
Where'd it go? Do we think where'd it go? Do we take Thurman scores any touchdowns? Didn't I see that somewhere on here?
Oh, Jelani's going to get in the action for sure.
Yeah, I think Jelani's getting in the action. They've been throwing him the ball more and getting him more involved in it. So yes, I think Jelani Thurman will be involved in this game as well. Tony, what you got to say?
I was just going to remind people too, Thursday, 6 p.m.
Oh yeah.
Mafia family, sit down, baby. We're here. First show.
Yeah. Tony, Sean Schrock, Thursday, 6 p.m. Hit them up. Yep.
Also,
all right, y'all.
Listen, if whenever people get their shirts, send us pictures of the shirts. I'll put them on social media. Send us pictures of you wearing the shirts. I'll put them up. Want to see everybody in them.
Hey, God bless y'all. Show some love to somebody today. Show some love to somebody tomorrow. Don't forget, God has a plan and a purpose for your life specifically. Find out what that is. Live it. It'll be the best decision you've ever made in your life. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Go Buckeyes. OH.
I-O.